guess your goal would be $1,500 a week, you said?
A week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's about $6
a month.
a month. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's definitely possible. That can be achieved just by putting in 6 to 8 hours per week.
Speaking.
Hey, how you going, mate? Here from the system. Is now a good time for our call?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, day been good?
Yeah, been good, mate. Been good.
Yeah, good to
Following
hear.
the kids around with their football.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah. So I guess did the free course yesterday, and it's you boys done a good job.
Yeah, it's pretty good free course.
Yeah, it's unreal, especially not just having the one same voice over and over again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it easier to sit there and try and decipher what's going on. So.
Yeah, of course. So what I'd love to do just at the start of these calls, just so I can get to know who I'm talking to a bit better, if you could tell me how old you are, what do you do for work, what do you do with your punting when you were punting in your past, and what do you know about matched betting? Obviously, you know about the free course, you've done that, so you don't have to go into a massive explanation of what you know about matched betting, just general.
All right, so I'm 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Been punting since the days of going to the TAB and putting a slip into the machine and getting your ticket returned.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, majority of my punting has been on the horses.
Mm-hmm.
After having a few beers, you probably slip yourself into the greyhounds and whatnot, and then late night might have done an occasional EPL match or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So but 85-90% of the time it's always on the horses. I go through ebbs and flows of betting. I get pretty excited leading into Spring Carnival. And coming out of winter is when I start to get my interest spiked up again.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest, I just had a quick brief look at one of his statements, which came through from Sportsbet not long ago. And it highlighted the fact that in December 22 to May 23, so talking 2 years ago, my total expenditure through Sportsbet was $72,000 for a total loss of $1,000.
Okay.
And then if you fast forward a year, December 23 to May 24, I did 4K with a loss of 1.5. So you can see the dip in my interest in the betting.
Yep.
Since last year. And, there's a combination of things why that was. I've got, I'm a multiple business owner. I had one business that I was shutting down, and had to go through a few things financially, and it took my attention away from what I enjoy doing, which was betting and stuff like that. So I guess from a personal point of view, I'm a father of two, got a partner. My obligation to work is pretty much 4 or 5 hours every day in my business.
Mm-hmm.
Generally come through around midday, tend to have a nap in the afternoon and then pick my kids up from school and take them to their soccer trainings. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell with how my life is looking right now.
Yep.
I guess in relation to match betting, it was up until yesterday's course, I didn't really have any idea on what it meant. I'm just in conversations around a pub or with friends, and they'd talk about it and they'd try to explain it to me, but they try to explain something to you in 30 seconds and it just goes in one ear out the other. I guess after listening to the free online course yesterday, it's not so much gambling anymore. It's actually, from my understanding, it's pretty clear cut. You're going to get some form of return.
100%.
And it's not just, when I bet, I'm always stringent. I always have done like $50 bets or $100 bets. If I got a winner at $5 at $100, and I had $500 in my account, I wouldn't then go and spend $300-$400. That's not me. I always stick to my 50s. In Spring Carnival, that 50 would be around the $100 mark, and then after Spring Carnival, I'd back them down to the $50 bets. But as of yesterday, like when I was doing your online course, I did 4 or 5 bets yesterday and lost $200. And had the bonus bets there and didn't return anything on my bonus bets. So gambling is, I know that I'm always around the mark, but I'm never really in front. So
okay. And those bets, were they just full on gambles or?
Yeah. No, I'd heed your advice and in terms of going out there and starting up another fucking 10 or 20 accounts and try to get the most out of it. Like, I want to do the platinum course to understand I can get exactly what I'm going to get and the best way to set them up before I rush into anything. So,
of course,
yeah, I was still sticking with my same old ritual on a Saturday afternoon because I do get enjoyment at it. And yes, you lose money. Everyone's talking about winning money, but at the same time, like $200 to me isn't a great deal of money. So I'm not betting out of my means, if that makes sense. So I still get a thrill of, yes, I've picked the horse based upon the form. Is it a wet tracker? Who's on the horse? What was its last 3 runs? All that kind of stuff. I still look at, fairly in depth with that kind of stuff. In terms of turning over the bonus bets after a race, I'll pretty much generally just chuck it on another race on the same day, but it won't be one where it's offering a bonus. Sorry, my dog. Won't be one of them that offer a bonus bet in that race. So, Flemington, Rosehill, wherever it is, they give you the bonus bet. If it comes second or third, I'll then use that bonus bet. If I come second or third at Sapphire Coast or Morphettville or somewhere like that, where I'm not getting any offers.
Yeah. So, I guess going forward, my question to you is, you sound like, I've seen the DMs, I've obviously hearing you on this phone call, you sound like you're keen to get the ball rolling with your matched betting journey and you understand that it's not gambling and you're going to be making profit. But, in 3 months' time, if you've made, let's say $3,000, $4,000 from matched betting, will you still be gambling, $100 to $200 every Saturday? Or will that be completely eliminated?
No. I want to move away from gambling, man. I want to
definitely not. Yeah, nice.
I enjoy watching the horse winning, man. I enjoy,
of course,
picking it. I've ever been a part of a tipping service before. My partner's had some tips that come through or whatever. But, you guys have got the system there as well, and it seems like that's got a pretty good percentage return as well. So,
yeah, sweet.
I think both of them hand in hand will probably, ideally what I was thinking was getting the course done, getting into the platinum group, and then, allowing that month or month and a half to lead into Spring Carnival, then start getting on top of the system as well. Getting involved.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's literally, I started around the same time. I started last July, and it was the same thing for me. I took a month to really get some experience, learn how things work with Betfair, setting up accounts. And then spring came around, and I made basically a big chunk of my profit in my first 6 months around spring. So you can obviously do the same. There's heaps of promotions. The bookies are literally, they're throwing everything at every punter, at every account, and it's a piss take.
So I kind of think it's going to fit well for me. I might have to fizz overseas quickly with my son he's doing some training in England. I'm just waiting on the phone call from England, and that's going to be happening in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So I was going to spend that time when I'm there, or even before I go, learning the group and whatnot. And then when I get back, September time, I'll start really getting into the system.
Yeah, sounds like a really good plan.
In terms of, I've just written a few things down here. Ideally after a period of time, and whether that's 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, I want to be turning it into a $1,500 to $2,000 per week, income. I've got, like I said to you, I've got 3 other businesses that I generate a wage from, and I'm a big believer of having more than one income stream. I'm just wondering and curious to, how many hours are people committing, and what time of the day, or and what type of, how many hours are they committing, and what time of the day are they committing to, sitting down and working this stuff out? Generally speaking, I know everyone's different.
So, just back to, I guess your goal would be what, $1,500? Let's just say $1,500 a week. You said
a week.
Yeah. So that's about $6
per month.
Month.
A year.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's definitely possible. Obviously, if you were to do that in your first 12 months, you'll be a minority in our community, but it's definitely possible. There's no real limit to what you can achieve in matched betting, but that can be achieved just by putting in 6 to 8 hours per week. I was literally talking to Tom the other day, and he was asking me how much hours I'm putting in my match betting at the moment per month.
Yeah.
And I said about 32 to 40 hours a month. It depends, month to month. It might be higher, it might be lower. And I'm literally I'm averaging about $15,000 per month at the moment. So, yeah, it's literally one of the things, for me, some other people as well, the more you put in, you actually, I guess, you don't actually see a greater reward. So I like to stick around 6 to 8 hours. And if I put in any more than that, it's just overkill. So,
yeah, okay.
Sorry to interrupt. If you want to book a free call yourself, you can do so via heading to the description. You'll find a link. However, as you would have heard, this guy has already finished the free course. If you haven't done that, that's step 1. In the description, you'll find a link to the free course which explains how this all works. From there, you can then book your own free call and you can ask some questions and we can plan your journey. We'll let you get back to the call.
I guess that's definitely achievable for me. Like I said to you, my commitment to work is 6 a.m. to 11, 12 p.m. on a daily basis. So I've definitely got the time there to do that. In terms of match betting, which I got my head around the whole sports side of things. Very intrigued at how that would. Does that also system of match betting also work with horse racing?
Yep.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And they'll get all that information in the Platinum group? Because that's one thing I couldn't quite work out. You've got 15 horses in a race. How are you going to cover, you cover your bets on other platforms and whatnot? So,
the Platinum course will go over how to use horse promotions basically on your own, hedging the outcomes to guarantee risk-free profit, essentially. Like you're risking like $1 or $2 and you could be having an upside of, $50 of bonus bets or $100 of bonus bets. But then, as you said, you want to join the horse system around springtime. So that's it's not a completely different, I guess, method to what is taught in Platinum, but just from an efficiency standpoint, it's much better for, say, a person following the horse system. You're going to be making more money because you can actually just bet on the horse, you get the tip, you bet on the horse, and then if it comes second or third, you get your bonus bet.
Yeah.
Obviously, converting that at 80%, you're only losing 20% of your original stake. And then obviously, if it doesn't finish third and it finishes, dead last, you're actually going to be losing that full stake. But over the long term, just because the value that promotions hold, especially to us matched bettors, if you win 20% of your bets, you get a bonus bet back on, half of them, and then you lose a few of them here and there, you're still going to be making money in the long term. So I guess to answer your question, yes, horse promotions are covered in Platinum to do them on your own, and then the horse system, much of the same approach, just a bit differently. And that is just completely an efficiency standpoint where you don't have to, search on Betfair for your own horse, for your own odds. You just get it tipped to you and you're going to be making profit.
Yeah, cool. Now, we talked about starting out small. I can appreciate that. There was talk of $10 units, $20 units, and then as you go along, you get up to, hopefully by spring carnival time, talking $50 units, right? But with a $50 unit, and if I was using the system, how many tips are they offering a day? Because that will then obviously increase my outlay. Am I looking at it the right way? Or would I have to cover all my bets with what the system was putting out in terms of tips?
So, there's about 30 average units tipped on a Saturday. So you would be, if you're obviously $50 unit size, your average turnover or outlay would be $1,500 on a Saturday. So,
and that's across all platforms.
Yeah. You might use, Sportsbet a few times, Tab a few times, but you would want to have about 10 to 15 accounts set up because that's usually optimal for the, the 30 units that we are outlaying, so you're not smashing one bookie. But if you're running $50 units, about 1,500 turnover, and it's not like 10 units on one race or anything. It's about 1 to 2 units per race. So it's very spread out, so you don't have to be outlaying heaps of money on one race.
Now, starting out small, is that just like setting up a relationship with the bookie, saying, hey, this guy, he bets 10s, 20s or whatever, or is that to stay under the radar, or can you go in at $50 a unit? Or is it just 10 to 20 to start to get to understand the system and then the bookie understanding what type of bettor you are?
So literally, both, literally. Accounts are more vulnerable in the first 2 weeks to a month, just purely because, it's a new account. They want to figure you out. Are you a bad punter? Are you muggy? Or are you a match bettor sort of thing? But in the setup phase, it'll be covered in Platinum. But in the setup phase, you wouldn't want to go smashing $100 on a sports money line or $100 on a horse non-promo. You would want to be starting off small, again, just so you get that relationship with the bookie.
Be patient as well, and I guess some of the wording I'm using, I'm still talking like a gambler, I guess. But with the time that I will spend with the Platinum group, I want to try and change my wording on things so I am a match bettor rather than a gambler. The accounts that I currently have, I've had probably 4 or 5 over the last 2018. I set my sports bet up, and that's the one I use 100% of the time. I think leading up to Spring Carnival a few years back, I would have set up Ladbrokes or a couple of others as well, where they're offering $200 deposit with a $200 bonus bet or whatever. So, but I don't use them. So fundamentally, I've only got Sportsbet currently.
Mm-hmm.
And you said 10 to 15 accounts.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, there's heaps of bookies, so 10, 15 accounts shouldn't be hard to come by. There's a bookie list that is in Platinum and it'll literally have Sportsbet at the top, obviously, because it's probably the most valuable account. And then you got some crappy bookie at the bottom. So I'd be just trying to aim, and put my attention into the top 10 to 15 that are on that bookie list so you can have the best promos and obviously the best accounts that are.
Would Sportsbet pick up on my changing patterns?
They can, but with such a big bookie like Sportsbet, they don't really have the time and resources to actually be looking at every punter. Whereas if you were a mug punter on, say, a Swift bet, which no one really wants to bet on Swift bet, but then you changed your patterns, then it'll be easily picked up on because it's a small bookie. But you can never be too safe because you don't want to be losing a sports bet account. And it is covered in Platinum about transitioning, say, for whether you're a massive DGen punter or a small time gambler, transitioning those patterns into a more sustainable one, because you don't want to be wasting heaps of money on mug bets just so you can blend in. But it'll talk about transitioning your old patterns into new ones and how to stay off the bookie's radar.
So the initial cost for 1100 is 1100 for Platinum. Is that currently what it is?
Yeah, 1097. But I will give you a discount code after the call, so it'll be knocked down to 997.
So then, if I was also to then sign up for, is it 3 monthly subscriptions that you can do with the system as well? Is that correct?
Yeah, it is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't quite catch what that value was there as well.
So it's usually about $100 a month. The 3 monthly, I believe, is $259.99.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, no worries. I'm just rolling down some of the dot points I made yesterday. How many accounts? We've done that. Now, Betfair. Totally blind to Betfair. I heard of it. I've heard of Betfair sponsoring sports teams. I've seen it. Probably that. You gave an analogy or a comparison to eBay yesterday. So I'm assuming you've got 10 or so of the biggest bookies in front of you, and it just makes it easier to put your bets on quicker instead of going in and out of different accounts? No,
it's not that. So it's more of an exchange. So I don't know if you've ever, been on a Forex exchange or something like that. No. So it's more like an exchange where it's not a bookie in the fact that they're trying to make money off you losing. They're a bookie not really a bookie either. I'll just say it's a betting exchange that makes money from commissions off winning bets. So you can hedge bets there. So you can bet against an outcome happening. So that's a lay bet. And then obviously you can back there. So you're wanting the thing to win. So the way it would work is, say you lay a horse, you'll be on the lay side. And then to lay your bet, there's obviously a backer. So you're laying a back bet. So it's pretty confusing. Even now I'm getting confused, but it's you're not going to be getting banned from it. You can withdraw from it without being worried of getting banned. But it's a massive weapon in what we do here with match betting, obviously, because it allows you to cover all the outcomes just by simply laying, say, one horse in say a 24 horse field, and you're not having that massive liability. But it's definitely covered at length, like heaps of content on the Platinum course about how to use Betfair, because it is one of those things where if people just go in blind to Betfair, and I nearly have last year, you'll just make mistakes, and obviously you don't want to be making mistakes. So
no, absolutely not.
Definitely get confident with that.
Yeah, I guess. What was the other question I had? So once you start, building up some funds in your account, I don't know. Do you withdraw, or do you keep it in there to continue to use that as your cash flow?
Correct.
In your match betting?
Yeah, you want to be doing that just to keep your bankroll high in that betting account. But also withdrawals can spark interest from bookies. So if you submit a withdrawal, they might look into your account and then say, why is this guy, doing his bonuses like this or doing promos like this? And they'll just look at your transactions and then they might ban you. So there's a risk with withdrawals. We're not telling you not to withdraw. There's certain rules about, how to withdraw if you were to and when to withdraw. But it's advised against if you want to, prolong the lifetime of your account.
No, like I said, I think I said on the, I'm not sure who listens to the DMs or the verbals there, but I had, an idea of putting 4 to 5 grand in across, you guys have just said 10 to 15 accounts, and obviously, all going well and making sure match betting's going correctly, and me not up because it's pretty much human error that's going to cost me.
Mm-hmm.
I would continue just to leave that in there for a period of 3 months. Could you then do a lump sum removal, or would you consider waiting 6, 9, 12 months to make your first withdrawal from the investment that you're doing?
So withdrawals, again, like it's advised against if it's 12 months, if it's 3 months, doesn't really matter. Like if you stick out like a match better, you can still get banned, but it's all down to your account sustainability. Like my tab, I've literally withdrawn 4K over like a 2-day period in $500 increments and it didn't get banned. I was expecting to get banned, but that's most likely just because my tab has good sustainability, good non-promo ratios with my promos, and I'm not just smashing them. So it's all down to the user, but also you'll find you'll get capital, I guess, unlocked, or, you'll be able to withdraw money from your investment just from banned accounts. So you might have a small account that gets built up to 1K, let's just say a ZBet, a small account, you get banned, there you go, that's 1K out, that frees up 1K of capital. But also Betfair, again, you'll find money, there'll be some Saturdays where you turn over $1,000 of bonus bets and none of them win on the bookie side. So that's $800, $750 to $800 in your Betfair account. And that might blow up to 2K and you might be like, I want to have 1K in my Betfair, so I'll be able to withdraw a K from my Betfair. So that's how I've approached my matched betting, just withdrawing from banned accounts and Betfair when I want to or when I feel the need to.
Yeah, okay.
So
I guess going through this course will probably open my eyes a little bit more. That little bit went over my head type of thing, because I want to kind of keep it. Well, it's a wage, I guess. I look at things like I've got my civil company. I take $2,500 a week out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a sunbed in my house, and that generates probably $500 a week from that. So I want to look at this and go, you know what? This is another $1,000 that's coming in. I'll keep 500 in there. That's the type of thing. In my head, initially, first off, was what I was thinking. I guess as I go through the course and understand how to keep my accounts in check and not getting banned, I'll then have a better idea of how I can actually withdraw the money.
Yep.
Which is the best way to do it. So, yeah, cool. That's pretty much anything I had. So you guys, how do I get onto paying for the course there? Do I have to have I got a laptop, and I've also got a desktop at my office. What's the best operation in terms of?
It doesn't really matter, your computer, phone, but it will be on the same website where you did the free course, obviously. If you have issues, I might just send you the link anyway so you can directly get it to it. It's just obviously the Platinum course, the way I did it was I just clicked buy and then you put in your card details. But I'm pretty sure you can either do card or PayPal possibly. But yeah, it doesn't matter what device you do it on.
Sweet.
So yeah, I'll send you that text message for that code, and definitely get through that course first. There's about 15 hours of content, so you won't be betting in this stage. Get through that, learn Betfair. Like I said, it's pretty confusing. And then once you've learnt your Betfair and you've learnt the whole course, that's when you can sign up to new accounts that you won't have. Turn over those bonus bets, because there's no better time to learn Betfair than turning over bonuses, especially when you're making some decent profit in your first few weeks from these bonus bets. And then once you're done with that and you've got your 10 to 15 accounts, look to set them up as per what you'll learn in the Platinum course. And then once you're done with setting them up, that's when you can use your own horse promos, sports promos, and then look to get involved in the horse system and take the piss over the spring carnival.
And there's no stupid question, right?
Correct. No stupid question. I've asked some stupid ones in my time, I reckon, but everyone always helps you out.
I get the whole forum thing. I think it's a great idea, but kind of when you're first new to things, you're like, am I really going to ask this question? And it's probably been asked 1,000 times before me or whatever, but there was a mention of a coach as well that you could ask questions with and all that kind of stuff. Is that right? Yeah,
once you join the horse system, you'll get a fully personalised coach, either Max or Harry. Okay. You can flick them a message and then they'll get back to you as soon as possible with whatever you need. Betfair or matched betting related, really.
Yeah, cool. No stress, man. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate your time. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
See you, man. Bye.
Well done on getting to the end of the call. Give me 30 seconds here. So basically, if you want to book your own free call, you can do so by heading to the description. You'll find a link to do that. However, reminder, finish the free course first, because if you don't, the free call won't be as valuable for you, and we won't be able to plan your journey as well as we could if we know what you've watched and that you understand match betting already. If you want to hear more insights to other members who've booked free calls, on the screen right now there's a playlist. Don't forget to subscribe, get to work, get the free course done, book a free call, and we can plan your match betting journey. See you later.